Nicola Sturgeon has called for Holyrood to be given permanent powers to hold an indefinite number of independence referendums. The First Minister today published draft legislation which would overhaul the 1998 Scotland Act to make votes on leaving the Union a devolved rather than a reserved issue. The plan is included in a 40-page Scottish Government document, Scotland's Right to Choose, which sets out the democratic case for indefinite 2. Speaking at Bute House Ms Sturgeon said, "The alternative is a future that we have rejected being imposed upon us. Scotland made it very clear last week it does not want a Tory government led by Boris Johnson taking us out of the European Union. That is the future we face if we do not have the opportunity to consider the alternative of independence." She added, "It is a fundamental democratic principle that decisions on Scotland's constitutional future should rest with the people who live here. As this document lays out, the Scottish Government has a clear democratic mandate to offer people a choice on that future in an independence referendum, and the UK Government has a democratic duty to recognise that. Last week's general election has only strengthened that mandate." The SNP won 47 of the 59 seats up for grabs in Scotland, the party's second-best ever result. Meanwhile, the Tories, whose campaign had focused on opposition to an independence referendum, saw their share of the vote slip in Scotland, losing more than half their seats. In the wake of that, Ms Sturgeon said she was publishing the constitutional and democratic case for a referendum. Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon sets out the case for a second referendum on Scottish independence, during a statement at Bute House in Edinburgh. She said this was rooted in the principle of self-determination, in the material change of circumstances since the 2014 exercise of that right, and in the democratic mandate that exists for offering the choice afresh. "The mandate we have, to offer the Scottish people a choice over their future, is by any normal standard of democracy, unarguable. We are therefore today calling for the UK Government to negotiate and agree the transfer of power that would put beyond doubt the Scottish Parliament's right to legislate for a referendum on independence. Together with the constitutional and democratic case for that transfer of power, we are also publishing the draft legislation that would give effect to it." She conceded she expected the response from Westminster would be a restatement of the UK Government's opposition. But she continued, "They should be under no illusion that this will be an end of the matter. In this context, the question is often posed to me: what will you do if the Prime Minister says no?" But the document. For more on this story, visit the news article link.